All right. Once again, we are back Sunday night, 7:30 live in the man cave. Another edition of Polk Hoops, the week that was and the week that is and the week that is about to become. So before we get started, I want to say appreciate you all tuning in, rocking with us. Once again, we had our regular scheduled time. The Super Bowl is over and done with. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams and all y'all fans, both new and old. There's a lot of new fans that became Ram fans recently. Congrats to the new fans and the old fans just alike. Man, I was rocking with them when they was the St. Louis Rams. Man, I've been a fan, but anywho, congrats to y'all, man. So we back regular scheduled time tonight, man. Got a lot to talk about. So before we get started, I want to say what's up to the All-State PG All-State coach. What's going on with y'all, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, we just happy to be here, man. Another day on this side of the grass is a blessing. We ain't gonna complain. We ain't
Yo,
gonna.
man, shout out to Tuma and TBS. Another championship hanging up on the wall.
Another one, man. Just another day in the office, just go up the road and bring all the stuff back. Just a little light work. That's all. But
Great week of practice, man, and the results paid off. You guys know how that goes. We had a good week and they won.
Yes, sir. Preparation.
yeah, man, I know you a little concerned because the girls is going against all boys, and it seemed like that wasn't a big wasn't an obstacle at all. They went ahead and conquered it, and
Yeah, yeah, especially the JV. But it seemed to be like more in our favor. It's interesting to just watch the show, and we didn't perform our best with the JV, but I mean, the judges were impressed. They were more impressed than me. So
you're a tough critic though.
Yes, definitely tough.
You're a tough critic though. So if the judges gave them, if the judges and they beat the YCA people who were really pretty good. So for them to knock them off,
yeah, first time ever.
that was big. Yeah. So,
Yeah, we got a W over them. So now we know they're human.
yeah. So yeah, sometimes gotta break you down because you be a little hard on the girl. So
Hey, I don't know if you ever saw Predator, the movie Predator, and Schwarzenegger. The lady said she found out it was some green on her hand. He said if he bleed, we can kill him.
Yeah,
That's why,
impressive.
hey, we know they bleed now. They legit. They're human.
the human,
Yeah,
the
he
human like in the movie Rocky when Rocky hit the Russian.
Yeah.
Cut. He cut. He human.
yeah.
Hold on now. He bleed like me. Hold on now.
And Mark, you'll get beat up saying 2013. I can't say that.
He got a little best interest in 2013. We can understand that one. So
Yeah.
congrats TBS man, all the young ladies, all the parents and the support system. Went up to Jacksonville last night and came back with all of the people hard work. So congrats to those young ladies and Corey Tuma and TBS and Made mentors and everybody involved with that organization. So after transition, Tuma's Tate, not sure if you got anything. I know you kind of, I don't know if you're on fumes or not, but I don't know if you got a Tuma's Take or not. If you do, I'm passing it to you. If not, then we'll keep it pushing to the coach's corner.
Yeah, I do. I do. It's a question or like I don't know if any of you guys have been in. I have never. But how does playing with no fear against a team in the playoff run helps you? Because it seems like we might get the best Kathleen we've seen all year because they don't fear none of these guys. Is it because like they've been so close to compete against both of them? And does that help when your kids don't have fear, even if they're not better?
I think it started with the coach and the culture, and you got to know that these guys they know the people that they're playing against. You know what I'm saying? And playing with no fear, a team playing with no fear is dangerous. They're real dangerous because they have nothing to lose. They're gonna continue to come at you no matter, what happens. They still there. Like, you think you don't knock them out, but they still there. You know what I'm saying? So this team is dangerous, and all the teams are dangerous if they play that way. If they play with no fear, and that's what we've been known for. That's been a stereotype for Polk County teams.
Yeah.
So if you got that in your pocket, boy, you're gonna be tough to beat. You're tough out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not gonna leave this floor unscathed. Like, you gonna be scarred from top to bottom.
Gotcha. And what do you do as a coach that's been on the W side over and over and over again? Like, how do you prepare how do you get a team prepared when you've already beaten them 3 times and the kids just have in their mind, oh, we know we better. Like, how do you get them prepared? Because that's what we're looking at. We're looking at that situation, and I can see why McGriff was like, man, I got to play all these guys all over again.
For me, you got to trust your preparation. Like, just as you say, you had a great week of practice going into this competition, and that's what you're gonna have to trust. You're gonna have to instill in them that you got a bullseye on your back. Everybody's after you. Everybody's gonna give you their best game. So what you're gonna have to do is take their best punches and throw some out yourself. So they're gonna come out swinging. Let's go ahead and take that on the chin. You know what I'm saying? And then let's start throwing some, ourselves. So you got to be expecting that. And if you're not, then you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
The hardest thing to do, and I know Coach can attest to this, the hardest thing to do is to convince. I don't know if convince is the right word, but I'm just going to use convince. Convince your kids that it's a chance that they can lose to a team they've already beat more than once. Because at the end of the day, they're kids. So you can say, hey, man, it's 0-0 regular season. That stuff don't matter. All the kids know is, man, we drug them, man. We beat them people, man. We beat the brakes off them. And that's their mindset. So that's the hardest thing to do is to get a team full of kids to come the same way that they came the times that they did beat them. And so it's a mental thing. It's like, man, no matter what you're saying, their mindset is, man, these people can't beat us because they haven't beat us. And so I totally got McGriff's viewpoint. I definitely can understand Coach Taylor's viewpoint because he next up. Coach McGriff did not like his draw at all because he was playing somebody, like you said, he done played before that wasn't scared of him, that knew what he was doing, that knew his tendencies, knew his kids. And so he was in a tough situation. No matter how good a kid, no matter how good of a coach he is, no matter how much his kids have beat the people, it's tough for kids as a coach to get kids to mentally see past the fact that they beat the people. So I just think that was he was in a tough situation. So, and like you say, like Newt saying, I mean, you the underdog, so you coming in with house money and we lose, we supposed to lose. We're not supposed to be. We barely got in the door. We didn't know we was actually even playing until Saturday, when the rankings got released. So we didn't know for sure we was even in this. So we lose, man. We in Bartow. We playing the GOAT. They district champ. We ain't supposed to win anyway. So it's like they got nothing. So that's just a dangerous team. And you get a team like that. I think the same thing happened to Bartow that happened to Lakeland against Bartow. You let a team that's supposedly the underdog kind of hang around, and they start to get confidence, and they start to be like, man, we can play with these people. We supposed to be here. And then, a turnover here, a shot go in there, kick, get in foul trouble, and stuff start to happen. And you look up and they done got all this confidence now, and now you can't. It's a snowball effect. So I think that's what happened with Bartow against Lakeland. I think Lakeland they let Bartow get comfortable in the district championship, and Bartow fully took advantage. And I think Kathleen, I know neither team was like letting them get comfortable, but it happened. I think that Kathleen got comfortable with Bartow, and it snowballed. Kathleen confidence continued to increase till they felt like, oh, we can beat these people, and that's what they did.
Yeah. When it all come down to that game, Kathleen made shots. Bartow didn't make any shots. I think both of them played hard. They played hard defensively, but Kathleen was able to make one shot in Bartow. And then, like you said, it's really a team effort from Kathleen. It was a bunch of kids that had, from 3 to 8 points. You know what I'm saying? We talking about 5 or 6 kids, other than Shaw that scored all those points. And I think that was the difference. It was a complete team effort.
Okay. That's too much take, man. This is the question.
Okay. All right. Well, last week we didn't get a chance to jump into the coaches' corner, so we're gonna jump in there this week. I don't know if you got anything on your dome.
Yeah, Coach, I got something for you. I got something for both of y'all. Usually, when a team underachieves, it's usually the coach that is blamed for it. Is it always the coach's fault? Is my question to you guys and to everybody that's tuned in.
No, I don't think it's always the coach's fault, because sometimes the kids just don't buy into what the coach is really trying to do, and then that becomes a problem. Whether they're hearing the energy from the outside or what. So I don't necessarily know if it's always the coach's fault. Sometimes the kids don't want it.
I do think that the coach, when the loss happens, I think the coach gets probably too much credit, and I also think that the kids don't always get enough blame, if that makes sense. The coach it's always the coach's fault when you lose. Always. Has it ever been a chance when it hasn't been the coach's fault when you lost? The coach, man, he played this person too much. Man, he didn't he should have I don't know why he left what's name out there. Man, he should have switched to a zone, or he should have been pressing, or he should have been running. He should have been getting it. So it's always the coach's fault for the loss. It's never. I don't say never. Hardly ever you say it's the kids' fault. And I think in high school that's more prevalent. I think the more you go up in like college and pros, I think the players start to get more blame. I don't know if blame is the right word, but I do think that in high school, coaches always get it and players hardly ever get it, from my experience. Like you said, you can have a great game plan. You got a great game plan. You had a scout report. You calling everything that people running. They ain't did nothing that surprised you. You knew exactly when they was. You knew at 6:20 in the second quarter they was gonna come out and they was gonna pick up full and double fist and and cuff you. You knew coming out of halftime. You knew that they was gonna run the backside lob, or they was gonna run the double down screen for the three. You knew all that, and you still lost, because at the end of the day, you can prepare, but the kids still got to go out there and execute it. So to answer your question, do I think the kids get enough of the blame? No, I don't. I don't think the kids get much any blame. I don't know. Maybe they have, and I just missed it.
Yeah.
I think we as Polk Hoops, I think we hold kids accountable probably more than most people do. And we take slack for that, because we will call kids out as far as what they may have done and what they didn't do. And because that's not something that normally happens. Kids not normally called that. So when we do it, we kind of get the backlash of it. But I mean, we look at the whole body of it. I think we understand both sides of it. So we don't have a problem saying the kid didn't play hard or didn't play as well as he could have played. And we get some pushback for that when we do say it.
I just been in that situation where I caught criticism. And two examples of that: 2018, we take the girls to the Geico National Championship. We lose to the number one team in the country, and I heard people, complaining about what we did as coaches. I went back and looked at the game. We forced 21 turnovers. We was 2-1 in turnovers. So our game plan, we thought that gave us the best chance to win. Did its job, but you just didn't make enough shots. And then in 2012, after we won the state championship, first thing I hear when I get off the court was, anybody could have won with that team. Only thing he had to do is roll the ball out. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
So what do you do? What do you do as a coach?
I'm gonna coach my kids and block out that outside noise.
Continue to coach your kids. That's just it.
Coach the kids. That's it. But no matter what, bro, you just can't win out there. Somebody's gonna have something to say.
Yeah.
So that's what you do, but it's not easy. It's easier said than done. But that's what you got to do. All right, man. That's something that came up this week. We're gonna couple things before we jump into the week that was. I read this on somebody posted this, and I saw them posted on the Hillsborough County Hoop site, and I thought it would be interesting just to bring it to ours, bring it to our site, just see what y'all take on it. It said, should FHSAA get rid of the district tournament and just go right into the regional seeds 1 through 8? Seems like teams end up playing each other anyway, so what's the point?
No, it's tradition. I wouldn't get rid of it. It's like saying it's tradition and exactly what we have in college basketball. And they big brothers. I mean, it's just like the playoffs in the NBA. You just gotta grind. But I wouldn't get rid of it. That's part of that's one opportunity to be crowned winners or something that might be a little below win the state title, but some people had, you know what I'm saying, as a coach, that's a big thing for the kids too.
I agree with Toom. I seen that post on their site. I'm a member of that one. Every now and then they pop up, and I seen that, and I disagree. Also, what about the Cinderellas that are out there, and they go on this miracle run in order to make the playoffs, but you're not even giving them a chance if you don't have a district tournament? You know what I'm saying? March Madness is called March Madness for a reason, and you have those Cinderella teams every now and then that go in and upset somebody. You got to give them that chance. Not giving them that chance I think, is unfair.
Okay. I just thought we were bringing it in here and just see kind of. I don't agree with it either because without a district tournament, Kathleen will get in the tournament right this year. And I mean, it's the way that it is. It's the way that it is designed, and I personally like it this way because a lot of how Coach Pollard, you said that's how Georgia does. So Georgia doesn't do a district; they just go straight to the tournament, take straight to the playoffs. I know for years that there were teams that was getting into the playoffs that we all knew they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. It was like some teams for some horrible reasons that was getting in, and it was well-deserving teams in Polk County. Obviously, I'm biased, but it was teams in Polk County that wasn't getting in because they were the second or third or fourth team. But our fourth team in one of our districts was better than the first in 4 or 5 of the district that was getting in. So I personally like them going to this format. Yes, our region play district. Ahmad on here too. Ahmad coaching Georgia too. Only thing that I wish they could do, but I get it. You can't have everything. Is that they didn't put all of our teams in the same like region. So like if it's 4 regions and we got 4 teams that make it, then each team in a separate region. And I know that's a lot of moving parts to do that, but like to have Bartow, Winter Haven, Lakeland, and Kathleen in the same district, the same region, I think that's tough.
Yeah, that's I don't like that situation. I think y'all been in Polk County. That's been one of the toughest things y'all been dealing with probably for the last 30 years, man. Is having all these teams in the same freaking district. When if they use to me, I say common sense, but I know I'm probably all. If they had the common sense to build up the state tournament the way they do, they should actually do what they do in Orlando. How they split them up and they send a whole different Orlando to one side and a whole different Orlando to another side, and they get almost two Orlando schools in the White House, in 7A.
Yeah.
For Polk County.
Well, that's the bigger schools can do that. I think that's why they're doing next year that urban and suburban districts and classifications. They kind of try to solve that. I don't know how that's going to work. To be honest, I think they should take the model from the NCAA, and what they should do is have those 4 regions and put number 1 seeds in those 4 regions and just rank everybody like that.
Yeah,
have them play. The only thing they can really have to dispute that is like travel. But some of these teams are traveling 2 hours or more anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I think that will give you more of a.
Don't Coach Blicker about 3 hours this week?
So Blicker, we're gonna talk about that in a second. We're gonna segue in that once just to kind of talk about that. But yeah, he go down south this week.
Yeah, that's crazy that they throw that out there about travel, man. Bus is gonna cost a school bus don't cost no more than $200, man.
But yeah, they're gonna have to get a charter bus to go down there because school buses can't leave at certain times. I mean, they have it in the athletic budget. I really don't want to hear that, but that will make it fair. I remember when we played in '97, and we lost the Catalina District Championship. We were in 2 different regions, and we could have possibly met them back in the Final Four. We ended up losing and giving. So it's been done before. I don't know why they got rid of it.
Same district, and y'all went different ways.
We went different regions.
I never heard that. Never knew that. That's crazy.
Yeah, we lost in the regional final against Cardinal Gimbus.
And they won. They beat somebody.
They beat somebody to get to the Final Four, but we was in 2 different regions.
Wow.
So to segue into that, I saw where Newt said transportation may be an issue. See what Georgia does, district and regional tournaments. So I'm assuming that when they do it, the teams are spread out. Lamar and Coach Pollock, one of y'all, Coach Davis, Coach Pollock, y'all tell me if I'm off on that. But we just talked about Santa Fe, and we're gonna talk about the games here in a second. But just a kind of a pregame preparation. Coach, you put your coach hat back on. I know you kind of keep it on. It's like always on for you. So, and Tuma, you put your coach hat on. Coach Pruitt kind of talking about it in the chat. Santa Fe.
You know what? I think in Georgia they play at neutral sites.
Neutral sites. Well, okay, but let's look at that. That's even kind of segue into what I'm going to ask about. All right. So Tuesday is the next round, it's the regional semis. So Santa Fe got to travel the furthest, and we'll talk specifically about the games in a second. But just this pregame prep. As the coach, if you play on Tuesday, do you leave the night before, go down, stay the night, just be off the road, be in the area, or do you get up on game day, jump on the road, go to school, and then leave? What is your, as a coach, what do you do for the prep for that game? Because like Coach Pruitt say, they got to go 3.5 hours down to play their game on Tuesday. So Coach Davis and Coach Brooks and Coach, we got some Georgia folks in here. Coach Brooks, although you Florida and Davis, y'all are Florida guys, but we're gonna respect you by saying you're Georgia coaches, but we know you're Florida guys. But Coach Brooks, Coach Davis, and Coach Pollock. So you guys kind of gotta take on this too if it's a neutral site. What do you do? What do y'all do? And coaches in the chat, y'all too. What do y'all do if you play on Tuesday and you 3.5 hours away? Do you go Monday night? Do you get up Tuesday morning? How do you approach that?
No, I'm leaving Monday. I don't think no one driving 3 hours should have to leave on the day of stay at school for half the day and then leave to travel to play. So if you leave 12 o'clock, you get there about 4. If the traffic not, and you can get possibly caught up in traffic, you get there about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and you play at 7. It means you've been sitting in the car for 3 to 4 hours to try to prepare for a 7 o'clock game. That's tough.
I think it all depends on the maturity of your team, and you as a coach got to know your team. In 2012, people give props to that team, but people don't realize that we was probably psychologists more so than coaches. Like that team there, we would have to leave the night before because I knew them. You know what I'm saying? They don't like to go to bed at night. They up all night playing cards, doing whatever. Their focus wasn't there. So with that team, I probably would have left. Monday night we get down there. I made sure I have contact down there where we can probably get a shoot around, everything like that. Now my girls team, we could have left Tuesday morning. We eat breakfast at the school, leave Tuesday morning, have somewhere, where we can lay down, take a nap, give them a pregame meal, and be ready to play. You know what I'm saying? But that's a different. You got to know your team as a coach. And my boys' team would have left Monday night, without a doubt. Monday, Monday, probably right after practice, get them some food and get them to bed right away, taking their cell phones and all of that.
All right, let's see what the coaches say before Coach Tuma, not PG. Before Coach Tuma. Let's see. Coach Johnson say leave Monday. Coach Davis say leave Monday. Coach Brooks say they leaving Tuesday. They leave the day before for their game. Coach Bird Monday night. Coach Austin said they played at Booking 06 and left on game day at 11. Coach Callahan from McKeel, this just happened to him. Said they had a 3-hour drive. See, this is what we're talking about. Couldn't leave until 4:15. Got there at 7:45. Had 15 minutes of warm up off a yellow bus. So they got right off the bus and had to go play.
See, my thing is their athletic director and their leadership, they should have known that wasn't the best situation for that team. I mean, so what if they miss, a couple classes or whatever? Put them in the best situation to win. You know they got the money. Just get them a charter bus. You ain't got to get a big charter bus. You can get the smaller one. But I think that's bad from a leadership standpoint to put them in that situation.
Okay. And Coach Pollock is in Charlotte, so he's not in Georgia, in Charlotte. He's in Carolina. So they play on Tuesday, 4 hours away. They're in the Final Four. Congrats, Coach Pollock, on being in the Final Four, first of all. So they leaving at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, staying overnight after the game. So they stand after the game.
I wouldn't nowhere after no loss.
So yeah,
I wouldn't want to stay nowhere if we lost.
That's the thing. You stay overnight or you lose, boy. You be like, man, I'm ready to get away from here. You gotta wait before you put the shorts to the left, shirts to the right. You gotta just kind of put them in the bag till you. Oh man, but I get it though. After you done,
about them situations right there, man.
It must feel pretty. But just think about it. Back in the day, man. I mean, I know I was fortunate to play in the Final Four, and I know, bro, you played in one. You lose and coach. You done played and coached in them. I mean, when you go when the year we went to the Final Four, it was the first year it was in Tallahassee, which on my soapbox. It had been the Civic Center, we would have won, but I'll leave that one. Anyway, we went up, and when you go to the weekend, you going for the whole weekend. You ain't going to get the room and come right back. So, we lost, and then had to stay there. But I could. That's painful, bro. When you done lost, you don't want to see nothing. You don't see no gym. You don't want to be around none of that mess. You ain't got no plans to do nothing because you there expecting to play. So, yeah, you ain't expecting to go have no time to do nothing. But yeah, so I just thought that was an interesting take because, like I say, we got a team that's going to have to navigate that because they got to get 3.5 hours, and we just had a team that just had to do that. So Coach Callahan said they had to go 3 hours to play their game at Satellite, and I know that Victor had to go to Daytona, and I know Coach Fitzgerald said that was a long drive for him also. And so now.
What coach? What coach? The coach that went 3 hour drive and left at 4:15. What school that is?
McKill. They just did it too Thursday.
That ain't even fair.
That's Coach McCallahan. That was just Thursday. Yeah. This just I didn't know that until he just said that. I didn't know that they got called.
Satellite in the Daytona area.
Satellite.
That ain't even fair.
No, Satellite is down there, I think, in like that Cocoa area.
Oh, okay. But you still got a battle.
You on that yellow dog where you hitting every bump, every turn. I mean, you feeling everything. You don't miss nothing, man. Oh,
especially
man.
if you have to get on I-4, bro, at 4:15.
Yeah, East Coast. So that's down there like Titusville, Cocoa area. Cocoa area.
I-4 do it to you.
Every time.
That's cruel not use your punishment.
Every time.
I experienced that this weekend. I know I was subject, but I went to Tampa, left at 2:00 Friday, just to drop some of them, come back, and I didn't make it back to Polk County at 5:30.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. That. Now imagine that you go into a game, you get caught in that traffic like that.
Like Coach said, it took them 3 hours to get there. They got out the bus, they had to jump in there and go right in layup line.
Yeah.
You got to call the people like, yeah, we coming. And even with that, Coach, you said y'all got there at 7:15. Was the game time 7:30 or was it? I thought all state game was 7:00 start time. So
game is
7:00.
Back. Games is 7:00, but they have a certain amount of time that you had to wait. They have to wait. Same thing happened to us when we went to Vieira on last week. So they have to wait a certain time.
Or y'all got caught. Yeah, so the game at 7, so they had to wait on y'all. So they oh man. So Coach, y'all had to jump on the road late like that too, and got off the bus and go right in layup line too?
Yep.
Gee. Well, hopefully for Santa Fe, since they got everybody else is local, so hopefully for Santa Fe, man, hopefully they can help the people out. Don't have them in the McKill situation when on the yellow dog, man, and the kids got to bounce 3 hours down the road. Them yellow dogs not meant for 3 or 4 hour trips, man. Them things meant for neighborhoods, drop off kids at school, neighborhoods, drop off kids at school, and keep it pushing. I'm telling you what we used to do at Lakeland, and Coach Collins used to be. Coach Collins wasn't trying to wait for no school bus. He just did not. He would rent 7-passenger vans, and we would just take off and drive. Because you're at the mercy of transportation. If a school is late with kids, or a bus breakdown, because it happened all the time, or a bus driver decided they called in. So now you sitting at school waiting. So Coach, he never trusted that stuff. So we always got 7-passenger vans. He got 3 of them. We would load up and we would be off and gone. So he didn't trust them people at all. Not that they wasn't trustworthy, but he just like, man, we'll just go. We'll control our own narrative. We won't be sitting there waiting on no bus that may not come, and they don't always call you. Y'all know how it is getting in contact. Coach had to get in contact with transportation after the school day. Man, you about to lose your mind trying to get somebody on the phone. So I don't know if they allowed it more, Coach James. I know we did when I was coaching. I ain't coaching in a while, but I know we used to do 7-passenger vans. We used to load up about 3 of them, and that's how we got anything that was over an hour away. We would get a 7-passenger van if we couldn't get a charter bus. When we was in that division, when we was in that league over there in Sarasota,
vans are allowed. I don't think 12 passenger. I think like 7.
Yeah, we used to do 7, but we didn't do 12. We used to get 7-passenger minivans. I'm sorry, maybe I should say minivan. 7-passenger minivans.
Vans are allowed. I don't think 12 passengers are allowed.
Yeah, Coach ain't played with that mess. So and we was over there. We was in there with Sarasota Riverview and East Bay and all them people. We used to get charter buses. They used to have us riding over there on the school night on Tuesday night going to Sarasota Riverview. We did charter buses then, but we never did the yellow dogs outside the county. Coach Collins just wasn't even about that. He's like, nah, we ain't gonna mess around and be late with that. So I just thought that would be a good topic to see how people would handle that. And I see most people, if they're able to leave early, you would prefer to leave early, which I totally get. So I saw this also on social media. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Somebody wrote this. The guy said he said there are 3 cancers of high school basketball. 3 cancers. So the first one is social media video companies. The second one is the barbershop. And the third one is the AAU coach. Coach, right on Twitter. I just, he said the 3 cancers of high school basketball: social media video companies, the barbershop, and the AAU coach. Y'all agree or disagree?
I think it varies situation to situation. All of them are not cancers in some situations, and sometimes they can be if you allow it to be. So not 100% of the time that those 3 are cancers. Because sometimes it could be parents, sometimes it could be a child, and sometimes it could be the high school coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, it varies.
Ain't no barbershop, no cancer, man.
No, never.
Never.
I don't think so either.
Hey man, I'm just telling you what the post said, man. I just put it out there, man. I just put it out there just to see what the take was. I was surprised he didn't say transfer portal, but I guess it ain't hit high school. It's not on the high school level that to whoever made that post. But I just thought I would ask y'all. I got a kick out of that one. So, all right, man. So the week that was team of the week, we had 4 nominees. We had Victory, who went down to Daytona and cut Calvary Ward off 80-43. We had Winter Haven, who went over to Orlando, came out with a win 68-60. We had Lakeland, who went down to South Lake and beat Groveland South Lake 65-53. And we had Kathleen, who stayed local, went over to Bartow and beat Bartow 54-46. Who is y'all vote for team of the week?
Kathleen.
Man, Tuma, you're doing better. You let me get it all out this week. So, and I will make that a unanimous Kathleen. Red Devils went in, and I don't think that nobody. Well, let me say it this way. Besides the Kathleen coaches and kids, and probably their most diehard fans, I don't think anybody saw that. I think it would be fair to say nobody saw that coming. So, shout out to Kathleen for tuning out the noise, being focused and being locked in, and going in. Yeah, he trying, Coach Austin. I appreciate that. I appreciate the effort. So, unanimously, we're going to say Kathleen is the team of the week. We're going to talk about that game here in a second. We're going to talk about all of them here in a second. Congrats. Shout out to Kathleen, Red Devils team of the week for Polk Hoops. All right, player of the week. We had a couple players of the week nominees. We had Trey Lane from Santa Fe, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals in their win against St. Andrews. We had and Santa Fe was also up for team of the week as well for their win against St. Andrews at home, 54-38. Sorry about that. Coach Blicker and the guys. We had Jamie Phillips from Winter Haven, 24 points, 8 rebounds on the road in the win against Edgewater. We had Trey Osborne in a losing effort, 7-4. They lost in overtime to Pine Ridge, but he had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals. And we also had Mike Andino from Victory on the road, 24 points for Victory in their quarterfinal win. Who do y'all like?
Phillips.
Of the week. Who?
Phillips.
Okay.
Yeah, I got JP too.
Yeah. For JP to go get him 24 and 8, I think that was pretty impressive on the road against Edgewater, hostile environment to get the win for Winter Haven. So I think we all on agreement with that as well. So shout out to Jamie Phillips, Polk Hoops Player of the Week for regional quarterfinal week. All right. So the week that was regional quarterfinal recap. I'm gonna go through each game and give you all a chance to give your thoughts on how it went. Starting with 6A, 1 seed Bartow, 8 seed Kathleen. Kathleen ended up winning 54-46. What's your all take? Any feedback? Any reaction to that game?
I wasn't there, so I can't get no feedback. But congrats to Kathleen. Last week I did say I was rooting for Kathleen Lakeland over Bartow. So
I went to the game. Like I said, congrats to Coach Shaw and his coaching staff for getting those kids prepared. I think in the end, Kathleen just made more shots. Bartow struggled scoring. They struggled scoring the whole entire game. Kathleen only think they was down 3-2 early, but after that they led the entire game. And like I said earlier, it was a team effort, man. It was so many kids that came in and contributed, point wise in that game, and Bartow couldn't hit the side of the ocean. So in all, Kathleen made more shots, and they played harder too.
Play hard. And I watched it on TNJ Network. Shout out TNJ Network. So I want to make sure and shout out the network for coming through. But what I noticed about Kathleen watching that game was that first of all, Kathleen did a great job of valuing the ball. They did not turn the ball over, which they have in the past. So they took care of the ball. That was the first thing I noticed that was different from the first two times they played Bartow. And the second thing that I noticed was that I was very impressed with how well Kathleen guarded Bartow. I think they took a page out of what other teams have done to KJ. They kept a bigger guy on him. I know that Shaw was on him some. I know that RJ was on him some. And they kept a big guy on him, and they made it tough for him to score. And the other thing that I noticed that Kathleen did that they didn't do the first two times they played Bartow, or the first times I saw them play Bartow, was that they played their young guys a whole lot. Like the freshman kid, they got a lot of freshmen and sophomores. They played a little more. They played them a lot more than I had seen them play. And the thing about a freshman is if you get the right freshman, they don't know. They ain't been there long enough to be worried or scared or caught up in the moment. They just playing basketball. They just running around, and I thought that Shaw and his staff did a good job of playing those guys, and they clearly felt, just looking at them, they didn't seem like they was like tight or like they had nerve. They just felt like they were just flying around and they were just guarding. And like I said, I don't know if that surprised Bartow. I don't know if it surprised Bartow that they couldn't turn them over like they had in the past. But I think those things helped Kathleen because, like you said, Coach, Kathleen was in control. I mean, the whole game. It never was a point where you felt like Bartow was going to make a run because that's just what they do. That's what they do. But they just never made a run. I think that was because Kathleen just, I mean, I don't know. They got comfortable. They got comfortable and confident. And then it just kind of snowballed. I think that's kind of what I saw. And so, shout out to Kathleen, but I think that was the tail of the tape. So great job by Coach Shaw in the game plan, clearly, because for him to play those young guys and for them to hold Bartow on the 50 points, that was pretty impressive. I thought on the defensive end. So, all right, the 4-5 game. 4 seed was South Lake out of Groveland. 5 seed was Lakeland out of Lakeland. Lakeland won 65-53 on the road. Any thoughts, feedback from that game?
Nope.
Lakeland went in and take care of business. Actually, I thought it was closer than my expectation. I thought they'd beat them by 20 or more.
Oh, man. Nope. Okay, so Lakeland moves on. All right, so last 6A game, Winter Haven, 6 seed, Edgewater, the 3 seed, Winter Haven goes into Orlando, Edgewater comes out with a win, 68-60. Any thoughts or feedback on that one?
Nope.
I think Winter Haven's still not playing to their ability. From my understanding, they were up like 20 something points and allowed them to come back. So
I'm sorry. Hey, so I don't know, man. This is the first time in history. We got some people in the chat that's some historians. We talked about this off the air. Has there ever been a time where in a region, the lower seed, the 5, 6, 7, all the away teams won? So, like in the next round, Lakeland has essentially become the top seed now because they're the 5 seed. So you got, and we'll talk about the actual matchups in a minute. But has there ever been a time where all of the away teams won their game? Yeah, Mike, and Polk County finally beat the team from Orlando. I didn't think about that. Yeah, when they beat Edgewater. Coach Collins, I'm trying to show some integrity. But this guy in this red and black, boy, he make it tough. I'm talking about the guy with the red and black sweater on, not the guy with the red and black t-shirt on. So this is history. So now you got all away teams that won, and 3 of them are Polk County teams. So it's kind of what we kind of been saying about the strength of our district or our county, because you have to think that if Bartow doesn't play Polk County team, it's very reasonable to assume, and I know we're assuming, that they make it out too. Oh, man. I mean, that was very impressive. So we'll talk about the matches in a minute. So moving on to 5A, we only had one 5A game. The 3 seed was Tampa King. The 6 seed was Arvindale, and Arvindale lost 63-62 in overtime. Any thoughts on that?
Look at that video of that last play. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
But I heard it was like.
Did you see it, Coach Washington?
Yeah, I saw it. But it was like, I heard it was up like 14 in the second half. So it's unfortunate, but we don't seen this before. But they kind of have a letdown in the fourth quarter.
So what I got is that they were up 12 or something like that at some point, and they were up 9 to start the fourth quarter, and that they actually had the ball, I guess, with like 6 seconds to go, and they turned it over. And then they got the ball, and the kid hit the basket to win the game. So my question to y'all, putting y'all coach's hat back on, you all saw that last play. Would you have defended it different? Do you think coach called it different and the kids just didn't execute? Once again, it's a coach player thing. So because they had time.
What kind of question is that?
Hey man, we try to have some conversation, man. We try to. Oh man. Coach Washington, man, oh man, this is tough. It's tough right now. We're trying to do we're trying to break the games down, do some analysis, man. So you saw the last play.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Coach E did what was in the best interest of the team to win the game. It's just unfortunate that things happen that way. I can't say if I would have did something different or not. You know what I'm saying? In the end, the kids got to make the plays to win the game, and that's not what happened.
Okay.
Well, you got to beat me with a jumper. You ain't finna pass the ball around 4 times 6 seconds ago, then throw it in the paint.
That's true.
And
I'm with you on that.
And he go to the middle.
And if anything, you gotta go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and he go to the middle. After you,
That's a tough that's a tough way to lose one, man. That was a tough one. And the kid tough. I mean, the kid that hit the shot, I know he's going to Florida for football, but clearly he's a basketball player too.
Yeah. Didn't he have like 41?
Yeah, he gave him 42 and 13. So I mean, he was a problem. I'm sure that coach was trying to stop him. I'm sure coach didn't line up and be like, man, we finna go let this kid get us 42. I'm sure he was trying to work it out and just.
Man, if he already got 39, somebody else gonna have to take that shot.
Yeah, I just. He is playing basketball at Florida too. I know he playing football. I know he playing tight end football. I didn't know he's playing basketball, Pat.
he was floating in basketball.
He wasn't there?
He ain't gonna touch the floor in basketball.
Yeah, man. And I just, that's tough when everybody in the gym, like you said, Coach Johnson, know getting the ball, and he get the ball, and he score to win the game. That's like a highlight type, high school highlight type, made for social media type thing. Because boy, I done seen 2 or 3 posts with him on social media. That was crazy. So Arbondale, man, they lost a heartbreak. So I know Coach E is somewhere feeling some kind of way, and I sure don't blame him for that one. Bro, look at look at what's his name in the comments.
That's
all right. So the next one, 4A, we had Port Charlotte, who was I think they were the 5 seed. Sebring was the 4 seed, 6-3, but Port Charlotte won 54-47. Anything, bro? I already know the answer, but I gotta ask anyway.
No.
All right, Coach done left us for a minute, so we'll get back to him. So the other 2 other 4A games. Second 4A game was the 5 seed Pine Ridge against the 4 seed Discovery. Discovery had a home game for the first time in school history, fresh off their first district tournament championship in school history. And unfortunately, they lost a heartbreaker also, 77-74 in overtime. Any feedback, anything off of Discovery?
I'm not surprised. No, they lost a lot of games this year like that. Davenport beat them. Somebody else beat them that wasn't as good. That was struggling in the year. So I'm not surprised, man. I think they still was on the district championship hype.
That they never got over the hump of the euphoria of their first championship. Coach Jamison said they missed free throws and got out rebounded. How is it? And I know that's we putting a pin in the recaps right now. Why is it? How is it? Why is it? I don't even know how or why is the right. Which one is the right way to say this? But how or why is it so hard for kids to shoot and make free throws? It seems like that should be so easy, but it's not. It seems like it's hard for kids to make free throws. It's like I think Lakeland, when they lost the Barks in the district championship, I think they missed like 15 free throws. Coach James is saying they missed free throws the other night and lost in overtime. So what and maybe I'm putting too much on it, but why is it so hard to make free throws? It seems like that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, but it is. And it seems like other people that we play make them. And maybe I'm off on that, but I just want to throw that out there. Y'all got anything, or do you want me to keep going? Any feedback on that?
I mean, because it's at every level that even some professional athletes struggle free throwing. But you can keep going.
Straight mental?
Yeah, it really is at that line. It's the mental thing.
I think that's the main thing. It's that mental block.
Do you think they don't put as much time into it as they used to?
I don't think they put as much time in the form of their shot. It changes. If you look at these kids, their shot changes They're not shooting the same shot every time, so therefore it's going to be all over the place.
Okay. So it's just, and no matter, I don't know, do coaches put time into practice for them? I mean, it just seems like it happens a lot more than it probably should. And maybe it's just Polk County, maybe because I watch Polk County basketball, but it seems like our teams struggle, even in games that teams win. It's like it's a 10, 12-point win when it could have been a 17, 21-point win. If you just make your free throws, and we leave a lot of points at the free throw line, not just Discovery or Lakeland, but I'm saying across the board. You see where our teams traditionally don't do as good a job at the free throw line.
But you know what, Coach? It's hard to simulate in practice what you do at the free throw line in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. I mean, you can sit there and practice all day, but when them lights come on and people in the stands, refs throwing you the ball, it's hard to simulate that in practice. And I think we talked about that mental block earlier. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I can take that. I can take that. All right. So the other 4A game, Satellite was the 2 seed. McKeel was the 7 seed. Satellite won 80-61. Any feedback on that? Besides the 3-hour Yellow Dog ride we just heard about.
Only feedback I can give, but 15 minutes of warm up and play is tough, man.
Coach said they were down 10. Coach said they were down 10 where they took out the warm up. I mean, I just don't get how you have your team show up. And I don't know. I don't want to place no blame on nobody, but I don't understand how your team don't show up to 15 minutes before the game. And really, if you look at it, bro, they showed up 15 minutes after the game. So the game started at 7. The coach said they didn't get there at 7:15. They were 15 minutes late to the game. And the game started at 7:30 just because of, like Coach said, the rule, they got to wait on them. So they was close to getting a forfeit, right? What is it, 20 minutes for the forfeit, Coach?
I think it's 30 minutes.
30 minutes? They were close. They were close to getting the forfeit. You ride all the way down there and get off the bus. Oh, yeah, y'all done missed time. That's just – yeah, Coach. So you missed the front end of 3 1-1s. I mean, that's potentially 6 points you lost, not 3. You lost 6 points in a close game. That's tough on McKeel, man, for those kids, man, to have to get on the school bus first of all, and then they got to ride 3 hours. That's tough. So, all right, 3A. We had Santa Fe, who was the 3 seed, against St. Andrews, who was the 6 seed. Santa Fe won 54-38 at home. Any feedback or thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I gotta give a shout out to them because I didn't think they would pull it out, and I didn't know what team they were playing that was from there. Like what, in the past they played the recruiting St. Andrews. Now it was a head-on test, and Blicker and the kids stepped up and did what they're supposed to do, and they got a great opportunity to make it to the White House.
Great opportunity. We're gonna talk about them in a minute too. They reach in a minute too. Coach, any feedback? Any thoughts on it? Okay. And the last one, 2A, Victory went down to Daytona and played Calvary. Victory won 80-43. Cut the people water off, turned the lights off, and everything else. Any thoughts on Victory going down and giving them people the business?
Nah, they did what they're supposed to do.
All right. So we move into the regional semifinals on this Tuesday. And last week, all three of us were not good. We all were 500. We went 4-4 in the week. Worst week of the year. Playoff time. We're supposed to be getting better playoff time, but we actually took 2-3 steps back. So that was disappointing, but it happens, So we have 4 games. We started last week with 10 teams trying to get to the Civic Center, and we are down to 5. We went from 10 to 5. We sliced it in 1 week. So y'all want to go 6A down to 2A or 2A up to 6A? Y'all let me know.
2A up.
No.
2A up. All right. So 2A, we have the 5 seed Victory Christian Storm against the 1 seed Orlando Christian Prep.
Sausage.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough at OCP, and they big too, and fast and can shoot the ball. I like OCP.
Is there any scenario that Victor has a chance?
Nope. Great job this season.
So, jersey to the left, shorts to the right.
I think they brought the pack, the box, the loading.
You think they already bringing the laundry hamper with them?
Yeah, they gonna wash the uniforms over there.
How does that happen though, man? How you in the same region with Orlando Christian Prep though, man? Let's talk about that for a second, man. How does that work, man? How does that happen? And then if you win, you got CFCA on Friday potentially. You know, so how does that? What do you?
They better increase their enrollment or something.
What you do, man? I mean, he in the same boat Santa Fe was in. When Santa Fe had to go deal with Calvin Christian and St. Andrew, he in the same boat.
But we still not gonna see, but let some of us in there for free.
Oh man, so we gotta tell Miss Collins, man, one of my people, man. She gotta work on her recruitment, student, her total school enrollment recruitment activities, huh? Oh man. Whew. All right, bring it back. All right, so that's all right. So I like OCP too. I think that's gonna be a tough one. What's the over under for LJ in that game?
30.
You think he'll get 30 still?
Definitely think he'll get 30.
I say under 30. He'll still get. I think it'll be around 25.
Oh, man. Whew. All right. Moving on to 3A. The 3 seed is the Santa Fe Catholic Hawks against the 2 seed St. John Paul down south. Who y'all like?
Santa Fe. I think Santa Fe made it over the hump they needed to, just mentally with that team.
Coach, you looking up St. John Paul right now? I know that's where you get quiet.
Know what I'm doing.
Research. I think last on Tuesday, like you said, St. Andrew's been a middle block for Santa Fe, and the fact that they beat them people and they beat them as good as they did. Obviously, they had to play great defense, only give up 38 points. And I know we had Trey Lane that was mentioned as one of our Player of the Week nominees, but the other big kid, they only got one big kid, but the big kid, Wilson, played pretty good too. So it seemed like he's getting better at the right time. The thing about Santa Fe, they got about 5 kids that can shoot the ball. So I mean, they have played tough competition all year. They just played a big team at the Mosaic. The IMG team they had like 7-3 kids or something like that. So it ain't like they ain't been playing tough competition all year long. So and they've been playing on the road. So they've been up to Jacksonville. They've been all over. So they're not going to be scared of, it's not going to be a intimidation type deal, I don't think. So I actually like Santa Fe too. I like Santa Fe just because of their body of work. And I think they'll go down south and I think they'll make shots. Santa Fe is in a great situation because the 1 seed, who is Benjamin, got beat by 8 seed. So Santa Fe could conceivably end up with a home game on Friday. And I know they probably didn't see that coming when the brackets got released, but they ended up with a home game on Friday to get to the Citizens. So I like Santa Fe too.
I like Santa Fe too. I just looked at St. John Paul body of work, and Santa Fe should beat them by at least 10 points.
The good as Trey Lane playing, and then you got the supporting cast, and then the big Harvey kid inside that's kind of stabilizing stuff. I like Santa Fe too. All All right, so we're going to 6A. We got 2 games in 6A. The first one, and this is crazy that we got 2 teams that got home games that we didn't probably expect to have home games when this bracket got released last week. But the 7 seed, Wekiva, beat the 2 seed in Melbourne, and Winter Haven, the 6 seed, beat the 3 seed Edgewater. So Winter Haven gets a home game. So you have Wekiva, the 7 seed, at Winter Haven, the 6 seed. Who y'all like? What you think? What's your thoughts?
Close one, but I like Winter Haven.
I think it's gonna be close to. Wakai was long. I watched them play against Apopka, and it should be a really good game. But I'm going with Winter Haven.
We home, so you gotta.
I know that Winter Haven did not. I know they were very disappointed when they lost to Bartow in the district semis, and I know that when they got the 6th seed, I know in their all the scenarios they could not have seen getting a home game, any game being home. So the fact that they got a home game, I think, speaks volumes. And like I say, Wekiva is long. They're very well coached. They got a coach from is it Scott Williams / Tyrone Crawford coaching tree. So the guy, he does a real good job over there for them. But I do like Winter Haven at home, especially with, the fact that Jamie played pretty good. I don't know how well Salazar and Dylan and James played, but I know early on those 3 guys was playing good all at the same time. But I think that lately, all 3 of them haven't showed up. I won't say showed up, but like they haven't been there at the same time. Or it's been a while. Maybe they have been, and I just haven't seen it. But it seems like it's been a while since all 3 of them have showed up at the same time. Am I off on that, y'all? And maybe I am, and I own it if I am. But I just seem like the games I've seen, like it may be one that kind of shows up. The other 2 may not have done as much. But I don't know if all 3 of them have showed up lately how they did at the beginning of the year.
I agree. They've been inconsistent, together. When, like you said, one of them or 2 of them might be having a game and the other one may be struggling. I think that's something that they're going to have to fix right away in order to accomplish the goals that they want to accomplish.
Because at the beginning of the year, we said, I know Tuma was real adamant that he had them in the Civic Center just off their talent. So we know they have Civic Center level talent. Are they going to be able to put it all together for 2 games for that to happen? And like you say, they could or they could not. It's kind of like it can go either way.
I don't think we know. I don't think their coaching staff know. They don't know what team is going to show up. You know what I'm saying? So,
Coach, how scary as a coach? Once again, put your hat back on. You and Coach Tuma. And you coaches in the chat also that's watching. How scary is it to be at the regional semifinals, 2 games before the Civic Center for the Final Four, and to feel like you don't know what team is going to show up? It's 2 parts. How scary is that? And B, what can you do? Can you do anything about it at this point?
I'll lose sleep over it. I'm not going to lie to you. But only thing I can do is just get them prepared in practice. At the end of the day, they're the ones that have to perform on the court. All coaching is done in practice. When you get to the game, it's about management, trying to put them in the best position. But you got to get them prepared in practice, period. If they're not prepared in practice, they're going to be inconsistent when it comes game time. But if they're prepared, they'll be willing to face that challenge.
Yeah, that's all about how well they're prepared. We talked about that earlier. Maybe we'll shift a little bit depending on the game with those 3, because you might go to one more than you go to the other, and what you're looking at. So what we might be looking at is not the same thing they're looking at as far as playing.
So they may feel like they just where they're supposed to be at, and it's just we or me taking it and looking at it differently from my lens, and so I'll accept that. It just seems like that's crazy to say that. And then I see where Coach Colston is saying that about their team. They've been going through it all year too. Coach Brooks said he's watched them a couple years and a couple times this year. It seems like leadership from the kids is missing. Would you all? So at this point, and it's another sidebar conversation. At this point, does the leadership have to be more from the coach and more from the kids at this point in the season?
Depends on what type of team you have, coach. If you don't have a person that's going to step up and take control of this team, then you have to do it as a coach.
I agree.
For Winter Haven, should it be the coaches or the kids? Let's be more specific. At this point,
Right.
in Winter Haven.
My personal opinion, it has to be the coach. I don't think the kids have the capabilities right now to take control of this team from what I've seen in order to motivate them to play at a high level. I think it has to be the coach for this team.
I think the Lakers are the same way. They need leadership from the coaches too, instead of relying on the players.
So for Winter Haven, we saying it's got to come from the coaches, and we'll talk about Lakeland in a second. And Kathleen both will ask that same question for those two. But you saying, Coach, you saying it's got to come from the coaches at this point for Winter Haven, and you saying for Winter Haven, you say coaches or kids, boss.
No, I'm saying coaches from all three of them. The coaches got more. I think coaches for me.
Oh, so you said coaches from Winter Haven. Okay.
Now, Cheese said something about senior leadership, but let's look at the dynamics of these teams. I don't think Winter Haven even have a senior on their team that's playing anyway. You know what I'm saying?
So if you don't have seniors, then what? And Lakeland got what, one senior?
That's what I'm saying.
That's kind of why I say the same with them.
You got one senior that's playing.
Two seniors.
And you got three kids that transferred in. Well, 4 kids that came in from other places. So they're still trying to find their way. So it's tough for a kid to come in and just, insert themselves as a leader.
Okay. All right. And just to segue into it, the 8 seed Kathleen travels, and I don't even know if it's a travel, but they travel 10 minutes or 5 minutes from their gym across town to Lakeland. And I'm sure that nobody saw this coming, but that's why you play the games. They play the 5 seed Lakeland, Kathleen at Lakeland for the 4th time. As we talked about it earlier, this is round 4. What y'all think?
Lakeland, tough game. I'll take Lakeland.
Yeah, I think it's another tough game also.
Lakeland by like between 5 and 6 points for me.
I'll take Lakeland also.
And for both of these teams, you feel like the leadership has to come from the coaches as well. You can't come from the kids. Although Kathleen got a couple seniors on that team.
Kathleen been struggling, so I think it's coaching. They ain't been winning.
Kathleen is like legitimately probably the most, I don't want to say problem, but Kathleen is the most dangerous team because, just look at them. They have nothing to lose. They're not supposed to be here. All the hype all year been Lakeland, Lakeland, Winter Haven, and Bartow. Nobody has mentioned Kathleen all year long. They got a kid that can get you 20 to 25 in Shaw. And it's the 4th time you done played them. If they lose to Lakeland, they supposed to lose to Lakeland. And anybody who's on a district tournament, Lakeland wasn't sharp in the district tournament against Kathleen. They wasn't sharp. And I didn't see the South Lake game, so I don't know how sharp they was against South Lake. And I know Coach Taylor, his staff, they're not overlooking Kathleen. But
it's going to be a tough game, Coach. Kathleen's going to be ready.
It's not going to be an easy out.
It's going to be a rival game, but Kathleen has to depend on what they depend on last game. Like, they only got to be concerned about the people in their locker room. Red Devil Nation, all of that. People are going to count them out. You're the underdog. You know what I'm saying? Use that to fuel you like you did in Bartow game. Like I say, it's going to be a great game, but, it's not going to be many people pick Kathleen outside of that Kathleen, bubble.
And so it's the TNJ Network game of the week. So TNJ Network will be live. Coach Pruitt, I saw what you said you're gonna be live with Santa Fe down south. So we got 2 games that will be live. So shout out to TNJ Network for being on site and being consistent and doing a pretty good job. If Kathleen can come out and play defense against Lakeland like they played against Bartow, and they can limit turnovers against Lakeland like they did against Bartow, they got a great shot, even in Lakeland. Now the thing what Lakeland got to do is Lakeland got to in turn force turnovers, you know, which is their best. That's what Lakeland wants Kathleen to do is turn the ball over. Kathleen has to in turn not turn the ball over. But I do think it's going to be closer than it probably most people think. But I do like Lakeland at home as well. So potentially, if Lakeland and Winter Haven win as we predict, then for the regional final, and then we'll talk about Santa Fe also. So we're just going backwards now. Coach Shane threw me off with that dunk contest. It was trash last night. We potentially have Winter Haven, a 6 seed, at Lakeland, a 5 seed, for the chance to go to the Civic Center. So we like our chances at 6 because 3 of the 4 teams are from Polk County and still in it. So Lakeland at Winter Haven. Since this game is going to take place before we get back on Friday, we're going to go ahead and pick it now since all of us have Lakeland versus Winter Haven. Who do y'all like in that one? The third round, the third matchup. No, that's the second time they play, right? They played twice. They played one time. They didn't play in district, so this will be the second time they played.
Oh man, I don't know. I'll have to see.
You want ready to pick that one?
No, I'm not ready either. It depends on how they play tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. Just watching how the game goes tomorrow.
So we're not gonna. So I guess we won't pick that because we won't be back on before they play on Friday. But they play Tuesday and Friday, so we won't be on. Huh?
We'll be able to pick after the game and just post it.
Okay. So we're not gonna do it as regional final picks right now. We're just gonna stick with regional semi.
Yeah. Last time we did that, Kathleen can beat Lakeland, and then we'll be. Don't waste it.
So we're gonna make picks for one. All right. So right now we all in the same boat. We got OCP beating Victory. We have Santa Fe beating St. John Paul. We have Winter Haven beating Wekiva, and we have Lakeland beating Kathleen, which is probably what Kathleen wants, so they can go put it on their bulletin board. For who say we're gonna lose. At this point, you take whatever you can take and put it on the bulletin board and use it. So I ain't mad at them for that at all.
That's fine. I hope they do.
So
it's gonna be a war, coach, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
So once again, I saw what TNJ gonna be at Kathleen, and Coach Pruitt said he's gonna be live for a Santa Fe's game down south. So we won't. I don't know if we have anybody at Winter Haven game or over. Excuse me, or over in yes, sir, Coach Williams. I know how you rock and roll, and we respect that. We respect the consistency. We would expect nothing less. So, any surprises from last week, from Thursday night, from y'all? Did it fall out kind of how you thought?
No, I picked a lot of Polk County teams to lose. I think I went 4-4, but I don't have no surprises.
No real surprises. We knew, Bartow drew a bad draw playing Kathleen, so we knew the potential of that. But my thing is that me and Barnes basically said that we'll have 2 teams in the Final Four, and I still think that is true right now.
Definitely in y'all favor.
Yes, sir. So we got We got two teams. We looking good. Yes, Miss Jones. We said when they even be at home against Wicago on Tuesday. So we got two home games and we have two away games. So we got two teams that'll be in one will be in Winter Haven, one game be in Lakeland, one game will be down south, and one game will be over in Orlando. So once again, let's go back. When Victory almost knocked out CFCA in this championship. Oh, my bad, Miss John. I thought you were talking to us. My bad. Let me mind my business. Um, Victory almost knocked off CFCA in the district championship over in their gym. Played a great game. LJ fouled out with a couple minutes to go in the game, and they ended up losing. Are we saying that there is no trying to say this song, get y'all to turn y'all screens off? Are we saying that there is no way possible that they can recreate that against OCP?
I'm not saying there's no way. There is a possibility. They have to go in and play a great game. You know, darn near perfect. You know, they have to take care of the ball. They have to make shots, and I think they have to play with the lead. They got to jump on them early. OCP, have a big kid that's really good. They got really good guard play, and it's tough in that little gym. As far as the atmosphere, you got to think they back to back. Toomer, they don't want back to back.
Yeah.
So they have the experience, championship experience in lineage there. They done been here before. So, Coach Fitzgerald got to go in with a great game plan. They got to execute it to the T in order to have a chance.
Can they just go 50?
You know what?
Can LJ get 50 on them?
Oh, I don't know. That's reaching.
I haven't seen OCP. I saw highlights, but I haven't seen them play. So I don't even know kind of what they do on defense and offense. So if they up tempo, slow it down, I don't know. So I'm just throwing it out there. Y'all real quiet, so I guess that means that we ain't giving them a shot. So we got 5 teams still left. No school tomorrow, so they get one more. They get one more day of practice. So you guys, one more day. Put your coaching hat on before we jump off here. What is it that you working on going over tomorrow to get ready for the district semis? And are you in any scenario working on anything tomorrow that could potentially help you on Friday?
You got to win tomorrow to get to Friday, Coach.
Yeah,
I guess because some people do it. Some people do it, Coach. I'm just asking.
No.
You've been at it long enough. Some people do it, Coach. So I'm just asking the question.
Some people do. Some people are gathering film already. You know what I'm saying? All of that. But you got to get to Friday first. Usually a day before a game, we are no contact. We get up a lot of shots, make sure the game plan is solid, and that everybody knows their role and responsibility going into the game. But we get up a lot of shots, a lot of free throws, just get them a good sweat. But we hour and a half before a game and getting up out of there.
What about you, Coach Truman?
I don't look ahead. I wouldn't look ahead. That's
what are you working on tomorrow?
I mean, for me, I would work on just offensively what we can do, build the free throws. Like he said, get up a lot of shots and just understand the defense assignments on whatever I'm playing. If I'm playing zone, making sure they know the assignments. Same with man, but no serious full contact.
Do you think that people put enough time into game situations the day before a game? Like out of bounds sets, sideline sets. We down 2, they got the ball. We up 3, we got the ball. Do you think people put enough time into that to practice it? Because sometimes it may never happen, but do people prepare for it, would you rather be prepared for that scenario or just like it ain't gonna happen? That's I mean, I know we used to look at situation type stuff the day before a game. We didn't do a lot, like you said, we didn't do a lot of contact. We didn't do a lot. We got shots up, we got free throws up, but we would do certain situations. We want to do like 5 or 6 different situations, but we would do a couple different possible situations to just kind of go through like 5-on-0 type stuff the day before a game. So I mean, I don't know. Is there something to that? I don't know if people still do that or not. But what's y'all take on that?
Not the day before again. Not for me. Probably, the last time we had practice, we'll probably do that. But I'm very weary about doing any kind of contact or any kind of situation that may possibly get somebody hurt. But definitely situations is in the game plan, but it's just earlier in the practice week for me.
Too late in the season for all that.
Like even today, Coach, today Sunday, we would have had a team meeting. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to keep them in the gym. There's no way that we'd have been totally off today. But that's just me.
Okay, hold on, y'all. I just, at this time of year, you just like we talk about, is it on the coaches or on the kids? And so, like I said, I think we always just wanted to make sure that we had did all we could from the coaching standpoint. And at the end of the day, the kids got to go out there and execute because you can have a great game plan in place, but the kids still got to go and complete it. Because let's just go back. Let's just go back to let's go back to Tampa. And I'm not, just before we jump off. I ain't talked to Coach E. So this is just my take on it as a coach, as a former coach. I'm not a coach anymore. I'm a media guy that I've been told repeatedly. I'm the media now. But from my time as coaching, I can't see me as a coach knowing a kid can play like that, and I'm not doing everything I can to stop that kid from getting these buckets. Sometimes the kid just getting buckets. Sometimes the kid is just that good, or he's just having that good of a night. So it's hard for me to think, and once again, not talking to coach, that stuff that happened was drawn up in the huddle. Hey man, this how we gonna play this kid. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do that. To y'all just looking at that, does that look like, before we jump off, does it look like that was like designed for that to happen that way, or it just happened that way? So back to your point, coach, and your coach's corner. Is that on the coaches or the kids? I mean, does that look like that was a designed possession that was drew
I
up
don't think it was designed.
out the line? You know what I'm saying? Out the time out, you drew that up. This is how we gonna guard this cat. This cat get the ball. It's hard for me to think. Coach been at this 20 years, that he drew that up in the huddle. That's just like he drew something up, and the kids went and did something different. But he gonna get all of the flack because he the coach. Like we talked about, the coach get all the blame. You don't get none of the credit. So I just wanted to hit that back because I know we kind of glazed by it, but that was kind of something that was kind of in conversation with a couple people. So I want to make sure we hit that before we jump off.
I mean, I don't honestly think he drew it up where that kid was going to catch the ball and get to the cup at that. I know from coaching, you can draw whatever up. Kids sometimes just do the total opposite. You don't have no control over that. So I don't think Coach E designed it that way.
because Coach, he had he had over 42 or 41, so he had 39 or 40 at that point. There's no way no coach in Polk County, the best coach or the worst coach, to say, hey man, this kid's gonna get the ball. We ain't gonna double him. We ain't gonna front him. We ain't gonna be pressuring him. I just can't. The kid had 40. I mean, we gotta know he getting the ball. You know, everybody in the gym know he getting the ball. So I just that's to go back to your point, and I don't know if that's what you was making the point in reference to, but he gonna get slammed for it. But hell, I just can't believe that he was in the huddle like, hey man, we ain't trying to stop this kid. We know this kid ain't getting. Everybody know he getting the ball. Don't let the kid touch the ball, man. We front the post. We trapping hard. We pressing the ball so it won't be no pass to the post. I can't see that wasn't a conversation. Now the kids went out there and didn't do it. Now it's like he looking like, dang, bro, you just let the kid get the ball and score. What kind of defense you was calling? That's just tough for me to think that he didn't he didn't talk about that in his huddle before that last play, and the kids just didn't go out there and do it. But to your point, coach, in your coach's corner, all people gonna say is it's the coach's fault that the kids didn't do it. Not that he can't go out there and guard the post. He can't go out there and pressure the ball. You know. So anyway, anything PG? I see you kind of ain't saying nothing.
No, I ain't got nothing on it.
You got nothing on it?
My boy Todd, boss. Dog Todd.
Okay. So, all right, man. Well, we got 5 teams still rocking. 5 teams still rocking and rolling, man. So we are guaranteed at least one team in the regional finals on Friday. At least one. If everybody fumble the snap, we got at least one team that'll still be standing on Friday. We unfortunately, the most we can have is 4 because one got to go between Lakeland and Kathleen, unfortunately. But we hopeful that the other 3 will do their job. So we'll still be standing with at least 4 people on Friday. And like I say, our prediction, me and Coach predictions, we're going to get 2 in the White House, and we still looking good for that. So we want to say good luck to all the young men on Tuesday night. All the young men on Tuesday night. Hopefully you guys get to your destination safe. Hopefully everybody injury-free. And hopefully people get to Lakeland High School and people get to Winter Haven High School and pack out the gym, support the young men and the coaches, man. It was so great seeing all those people in the gym for the district championship games and the district semifinal games at Lakeland High School. I know the kids and the coaches love the energy, and so hopefully we can do that. We can get out and support the kids because they definitely need it and they definitely deserve it. So by the time we get on next week, it'll be the White House show, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the White House show. We'll see who's still standing.
Yep.
So, all right, man. Y'all enjoy your day off tomorrow. It is President's Day. Then we're back at it on a 4-day week. Back at it on Tuesday.
All right.
So if all hearts and minds are clear, until next time, man. Polk Coops, we out, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We appreciate it. We don't take it for granted, man. Thank y'all. Y'all be safe this week, man.
Shout out to my pops. He turns 70 tomorrow.
Hey, shout out Pop. Pop's watching, man. Happy born day. Happy G Day, man. Another one made it to another one. That's a blessing.
All right.
Be safe this week, man. And we'll catch up next week, man. Thank y'all.